I moved on her like a bitch.
Trump is a human obscenity. Honestly, with all we know, that is not an opinion or in dispute. I mean, it shouldn't be, right? I mean, we all have wives, girlfriends, mothers, and daughters. Can't we all agree that he is a monster?
Trump is a sexual predator.
So why is this race so close? Why is he not in jail?
My name is Natasha Stoynoff. In 2005, I went to interview Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. At one point, Melania went upstairs to change her clothes for the next photo shoot. And Trump said to me, I want to show you this beautiful painting, this beautiful room. He leads me to this room, pushes me against the wall, and starts kissing me forcefully. I tried to push him. He kept coming back at me. I was in shock and smothered, and he had his hands here against my shoulders. I felt sick inside. I felt horrified. And thank goodness the butler charges into the room. Like many women, I blamed myself. So Trump turned to me and said, you know we're going to have an affair, don't you? And Melania was approaching. I was horrified. When the Access Hollywood tape came out, and also stories of many other women, including E. Jean Carroll, I realized I was not to blame, that he was just a predator of women. What could have happened if the butler had not come into the room? Donald Trump is an adjudicated sexual assaulter. We cannot elect this man as president.
Now, I can hear Magan now. She's making it up. She's a Democrat. But really, you're not influenced by the trail of evil this guy has paved his whole life wherever he goes? You see, it's not Trump's attitude toward women that should concern you. It's his attacks on women. That alone should influence your vote. But Trump's disgusting assault on American women has awoken a deep and ugly chasm of hatred and malevolence toward women. And nothing Trump does can change their minds. Hell, they don't want their minds changed. They're predators too, and he is their king.
You know what? So what if he wants to grab pussy? I want to grab pussy. I wish I could grab as much pussy as he is.
I think it's just locker room talk. They're really, what does that mean? Guys in the bar talk that way when they see a pretty girl. What are you going to say?
I've heard worse about men talking about girls, women, so.
It's locker room talk. That's what boys do. He didn't do it.
Well, I don't talk like that.
Well,
do you have any children?
I do.
Do they talk like that?
No, they don't.
So not those boys.
Well, no, not
Do you have a
those
husband?
boys. I do.
Does he talk like that?
No.
Well, not that boy.
No.
Is that how you talk?
Well, no, but I feel like he says.
Is that how your dad talks?
Well, no, but.
Is that like your pastor talks?
No, not
So
necessarily.
who talks like that?
Well, obviously Donald Trump.
Grab it while you can, Trump.
What is it?
The pussy! Yeah, grab it all while you can! Except I can't talk like that in front of my daughter.
You just did.
Okay, that really worries me, but it doesn't surprise me in the least. I've traveled across the U.S., all 50 states, and I've spoken to a lot of people, and I gotta tell you, there's a lot of talk like that. There's a cancer running through people like this, yes, people like this, and it lies dormant through much of their lives until Trump brought it back to life, and now it threatens a nation. It really does.
I will prevent World War III.
All right, nuclear war has a deterrent. As long as the other guy doesn't want to die, there's a balance. But the attack on women in America has a long, dark, and unfettered history. From the Salem witch trials, through ownership in marriage, through fighting for their rights to vote, to now facing prison and even death for seeking control of their own bodies. Women have never had power over their own lives. In government, religion, culture, and in the American ethos, women have been told to get pregnant, listen to men, and know their place.
You will be protected, and I will be your protector. Women will be happy, healthy, confident, and free. You will no longer be thinking about abortion. So all they talk about abortion.
That is the sound of a monster, a little man so desperate for attention and power, he will stand on top of anyone just to seem tall.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals.
Trump has a long history of misogyny, sexual assault, and possibly even pedophilia. He denies even knowing Jeffrey Epstein, despite travel logs showing he visited the island 8 times, an island where Epstein and other men raped underage girls.
They get together more than a decade before Epstein pleaded guilty to prostitution charges in Florida. Both men are seen enjoying themselves, Trump pointing out women dancing in front of them.
Why would Trump deny being there if there wasn't something to it?
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
And Trump's attacks on Kamala Harris reveal his dark, sick mind. And his recent comments about protecting women plays right into the 1940s view of women. Stay in the kitchen, get pregnant, talk only when spoken to.
Well, it's sort of traditional, I guess. You know, they say a woman's place is in the home, and I suppose as long as she's in the home, she might as well be in the kitchen.
Trump raped Jean Carroll, and a court found him liable for over $100 million. A jury of regular people. But Trump tells women he will protect them.
You will be protected.
Okay, 2 points there. Men who say they will protect women while at the same time attacking women send a clear message. Do what I say or I will hurt you. And the idea that women will no longer have to think about abortion, what the hell does that even mean? Part of me thinks his cognitive powers have diminished to the point where he can't even talk without Mike Johnson interpreting for him. But the other part says he knows exactly what he's doing.
The fact that I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade after 50 years of trying, they worked for 50 years. I've never seen anything like it. They worked, and I was so honored to have done it.
And American men who want to stop abortion have taken Trump's cue.
There has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman.
Yeah, there has to be some form.
They have injected their hate with steroids. And when Trump tells American women they will no longer have to think about abortion, what he's saying is,
the fact that I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade.
You better stop thinking about abortion.
Women living in the suburbs, I keep hearing about the suburban woman doesn't like Trump. Well, I think it's a fake poll.
So let's take a look at Trump's list of sex crimes. Trump has been accused of rape, sexual assault, and sexual harassment, including non-consensual kissing or groping by at least 25 women since the 1970s. And in July of last year, a judge stated the jury had actually found Trump had raped Jean Carroll, according to the common definition of the word. They ruled that Trump had forcibly and non-consensually penetrated Carroll's vagina with his fingers. I'm sorry I had to tell you that. Here's Carroll's attorney describing Trump.
We come in the room and I say, I'm done asking questions. And immediately I hear from the other side, off the record, off the record, off the record. So they must have planned it. And he looks at me from across the table and he says, see you next Tuesday. You could tell it was like a kind of a joke, again, like teenage boys would come up with.
Other litigation includes Trump's former wife claiming he raped her, and there are dozens more. In April of 2016, a woman filed a lawsuit in California accusing both Trump and Jeffrey Epstein of forcibly raping her when she was 13 years old at an underage sex party at Epstein's Manhattan residence back in 1994.
Is there anything Trump could say that could come on up that would make you not vote for him?
No. So why would people continue to support him? Are they evil, stupid, or afraid?
We will make sure that when a kid is in the womb, they're as safe as they are in a classroom.
Well, it all starts with stupid. Both Trump and Project 2025's Johnny Donuts here fear smart women, or smart anyone.
The professors are the enemy. So much of what we want to do in this movement in this country, I think, are fundamentally dependent on going through a set of very hostile institutions, specifically the universities, which control the knowledge in our society, which control what we call truth and what we call falsity, that provides research that gives credibility to some of the most ridiculous ideas that exist in our country. Because I think if any of us want to do the things that we want to do for our country and for the people who live in it, we have to honestly and aggressively attack the universities in this country.
I love the poorly educated.
But Kamala Harris is different.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people.
Trump loves to call her low IQ, which is actually funny, coming from a man who can't hold a glass of water. But Harris is the only presidential candidate in history to have occupied all three branches of government: judiciary, legislative, and executive. Trump, on the other hand, bankrupted a casino. Harris is Trump's worst nightmare. Now, let's make it real.
Goddamn right.
I'm ready, let's go.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Who's with me?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.